Okay, so let's get started. So first, I want to say all the sessions are going to be recorded, so there's going to be live. This is, as I'm talking, this is going to be recorded all the way till evening, and then tomorrow as well. And then I'm going to have a marathon editing session and try to break these up. But okay, so just want to say welcome. Thanks a lot for making it out here on behalf of both the GWT team and Google. So this session, I'm going to just talk a little bit, and then we'll just do some introductions, kind of relax and talk a little bit, and then we'll have the agenda out there. Right. Just quickly about me, I'm Bhaskar, Janakiraman. It's kind of hard to pronounce, but so just a brief history. I used to actually start compilers a long time ago. I've been in compilers for about like almost 20 years. So I was actually working at SGI, which is like a building out there. So I worked there for about 5 years, mostly doing compilers, debuggers, performance tools. And then I moved to HP, and I was working at HP for about almost 15 years. Again, doing mostly code generation, optimization, managing a whole bunch of projects. So I was actually mostly managing towards the end. Then I moved to Google, did a whole bunch of things here as well. So I'm actually new to GWT. This was like last year sometime when my boss came to me and said, you want to manage this thing called GWT? And I said, sure, why not? Right. So that's where it started. So as I came to GWT, I found it's a very large ecosystem, right? Lots of players, very heavy usage all across, both internally at Google and across the web. It's pretty overwhelming, right? But one thing was kind of clear that we did need to develop a good open source community. I think what happened was Google had invested a lot of money in this over time, but then we were getting to the point where we didn't have a whole lot of people working on this, but there was heavy usage both internal and external. So the idea was let's kind of have a team at Google, which we slowly increased to a larger size. There was actually a time when we only had 2 people working on this. I mean, not many people know about this, but it was Ray and Brian. They were the only 2 people on GWT for a while. But now we have kind of slowly brought up the team. But I think it's very critical that we have a really good open source community. I think that's one of the reasons to have this meetup, where we all talk about what are the next steps, what do we need to do to nurture and grow the open source project. So a lot has happened in the last year, right? We've kind of committed to a single open source GWT. Everybody said, okay, let's have this one main branch of GWT. We appointed a steering committee, many of whom are here, who are primarily responsible for making the main decisions on GWT. We have moved this to Git and are using Gerrit for code reviews, thanks to Matthew, who helped a lot on that. We actually have a gwtproject.org, which Daniel came and actually set it up. It's almost up and running, so we can actually take a look at that. And we also have a roadmap, thanks to Ray. And we had a bunch of discussions about that as well, so we're going to have it in the next meeting. Let's see. So why do we have this meetup? So I think the way I model this meetup is it's basically for the contributors to GWT to come and talk, more than just a user of GWT. People who actually want to contribute to GWT come and figure out what are the next roadmap items, talk about those. It's for education as well. People who are new to GWT can actually come and learn some stuff. The other thing is collaboration. I really want people to talk to each other, find some projects they can kind of work with each other on, collaborate longer term, and also discuss problems in GWT openly, right? So I think we do know there are issues in GWT. That's something we can actually talk about. What are the issues, both technical, non-technical, all the other things. Okay. So the meeting itself, I'm making this really informal. So if you can look at this. All the talks are about 45 minutes, and that includes Q&A. And there's like a 15-minute gap after every talk. The reason for that is going to have people talk, mix with each other, and not fall asleep with very long presentations, right? The other thing is I also want to make it sort of informal. This is sort of modeled on how the GCC community does this, where they have this informal meeting every year or so, where they talk about what's happening in compilers, right? So the same thing here as well. So feel free to kind of walk around, get some coffee, go to the bathroom if you want to. Not, hopefully, don't disturb the talkers too much. But yeah, I expect this to be really sort of informal. Let's see. So I just want to introduce people. I guess the Googlers here, we should introduce yourselves. So they are kind of the hosts. If you need anything, just talk to them. So maybe just go around and introduce yourself. What I want to do is also just to get to know each other a little bit more. When you just introduce yourself, tell us where you are from, right? Which place, and also tell us something that you're interested in besides Git. Right? Just any external interest or whatever. So at least we'll know. At least get to know a little bit better. So as the day goes on, we'll all get comfortable. So I'll quickly go on the agenda. So we have all these talks. We actually have a separate room out there for breakout sessions. So this is like you want to go and discuss some other topic. So what I did was I sort of have the afternoon set up for breakout sessions. So I have these four sessions today. So if somebody's interested in something, you can go and write up a topic there and put your name there so you know what the topic is and what you're going to talk about. It's going to be a little mixed because if you're going to kind of break up the talks and the breakout, but hopefully we'll manage it. So we'll see. Hopefully there'll be enough interest in both. So we should be okay.
So is this room Volta?
This is Volta.
Okay.
And the other room, I don't know what the other room is. I don't remember the name, but it's just across. Okay, any questions?